On the rugged island of Corsica, where mountains rise like dark waves, a child was born in 1769. His name was Napoleon, second son of a modest lawyer. Nothing about his childhood in the narrow streets of Ajaccio suggested that this boy would one day redraw the map of Europe. At 9, he left for military school in France, a complete outsider. Mocked for his accent, he wished he was born in Paris. He devoured the stories of Caesar and Alexander, studying history and strategy as if preparing for a destiny only he could see. Then came the French Revolution. The chaos that broke France opened the door for him. At Toulon, at just 24 years old, he positioned his artillery with a genius that stunned his superiors. Victory was sudden and absolute. In Italy, he moved his army with a speed that defied logic, winning battle after battle. His soldiers adored him. He wasn't a distant general. He walked among them, shared their rations, and knew their names. He made them believe they were part of something historic. His ambition was limitless. He went to Egypt, chasing the ghost of Alexander the Great. When he returned, France was exhausted by years of turmoil. It needed a leader. Napoleon stepped into the power vacuum, first as consul, then as emperor. He was a force of nature, rebuilding France with relentless energy. He created the Napoleonic Code, reformed the government, and built monuments that still stand today. His Grande Armée, the most powerful military force in Europe back then, marched across the continent. The victory at Austerlitz was a masterpiece, a battle still studied and admired. But power has its price. The long, brutal war in Spain drained his resources. Then came the catastrophic invasion of Russia. The endless winter and vast distances swallowed his once invincible army, leaving it a frozen, starving wreck. Defeated and exiled, it seemed his story was over. But Napoleon was not a man to accept fate. He escaped, returned to France, and for 100 days, the world held its breath as he tried to reclaim his empire. But that dream ended in the mud and rain of Waterloo. His final exile was to St. Helena, a remote rock in the middle of the Atlantic. The man who once commanded continents now walked lonely paths, reflecting on his life of breathtaking triumphs and bitter failures. He died in 1821, but his legacy is everywhere. The laws, the borders, even the very idea of modern Europe all bear his mark. He was more than a conqueror. For a brief, brilliant moment, he was a man who bent the world to his will.